Alright, welcome back YouTube. We have a great session planned for today. We have Royce and Zion. They're at a medical facility. They're trying to go to the next one after this. They have talked to Professor Dr. Theodoric Alden concerning Royce's paper that he wrote. Alden has said that Dr. Draco, has been stealing his research, and he believes that the research will be stolen by Dr. Draco, so he made a proposal that if Dr. Alden would be able to actually put his name on the paper, he would pass both Zion and Royce to the next facility without having to take all the tests or do anything else. While this was happening, Zion went into Dr. Alden's room and stole his journal, found out some information about the man. Zion was seen leaving his room, and so Dr. Alden confronted him, did a search of the room for the book with some sort of item and spell. He did not find the book because Zion burned it, which was very smart. And Dr. Alden was about to leave the room after confronting him. Well, I'll be on my way now. I apologize for coming in and thinking that you were the one who took the book.
Okay.
Good day, Professor.
Good day.
I'm gonna start walking to his room as we were talking.
Did you hear? The head physician lady is coming here. Weird.
Wait, to here?
Yeah, that's what he said.
The second facility?
Yeah, here.
I thought it was Draco that was coming here.
Nope. Lady is coming here because he wants to deliver the letter directly to her. Or the research paper.
Hmm. That would have been helpful. Maybe I can still take that exam.
If you want.
What were all the ingredients? It was slime, the mist, the tail.
Sea mist, mushroom tar, powdered bone, blue slime, and a magical baby scorpion tail floating in amber fluid. Keep it preserved.
It was the book say that is? Does it just say what it is? Doesn't say what it does?
Yeah.
It doesn't say.
Nope.
You know what it is?
Which one?
The scorpion tail?
Scorpion tail. I think the liquid's just there to preserve it.
Hmm. I was going to inspect the scorpion tail.
All right.
Hold
How
up
are
the
you
bottle.
inspecting it?
I'll hold up the bottle, slosh it around a little bit.
All right.
But it's like doesn't move at all. Just
It
looking at
does.
lights.
It does move a little bit, but the liquid is very viscous. Think of something that's thicker than honey. It's very thick, and it is clear and amber colored. It's a clear amber colored liquid.
So I'm just gonna look at in the light. He's gonna see if he can see a liquid inside the tail.
Liquid inside the tail?
Yeah.
You can't see inside the tail. The tail is opaque.
I'm holding it to the light. I don't know. What color is the tail?
It's black and red.
Hmm. One of the most fun combinations in venomous creatures. I was gonna look for any books on like a bestiary.
All right. You're looking for a bestiary type book. You don't see anything that's particularly bestiary or has a listing of animals on it.
All right. When Zyme holds up the tail in the amber, does he feel any magic being absorbed?
He does feel magic, slight magic coming from the jar, yes.
Alright, he's gonna put it down. You know what the slime is?
Just Blue slime from a blue slime. That's all I got.
Mm.
If it's just a typical blue slime, I probably know what sort of attributes it has. Assuming it's a typical blue slime.
You think can possibly grow this slime?
Grow a slime.
If we put in the water, will it absorb the liquid?
Don't know. That's a good. Do you feel any magic coming off of this? Is this still? Well, I don't know how slimes work. Do they have a
Right.
nucleus that they need to live? Or is it just all liquid?
If it splits, I mean, we saw that other slime. It could live when it was split and it was separate beings.
Hmm.
We could put a little bit of water in there, see how it reacts.
Sure.
It's meant to be experimented on, right?
Yep. Loves.
Zym's going to get a syringe out from the medical cabinet.
All right, you have a syringe.
He's going to fill it with water.
All right, you're filling it with the moon water.
Fill it with moon water. And what is the containment the slime is in?
It's in a vial. Imagine the vial that you see in front of you. It's very similar.
The box vials.
Yes.
All right. Is it a cork?
Yeah, it's basically just a cork lid.
Do you think I'd be able to inject the needle through the cork?
You
Will
can
that
use
damage
long
the...
enough. I mean, it's already touching the cork all the time, so I doubt some cork falls into it or harm it.
I say I don't want the slime to escape.
It's just a slime.
Alright. Zym's going to pop off the little, leaving a small gap for him to put the needle through.
All right.
He's going to inject liquid into the vial.
All right. You inject the needle into the vial, and you're just doing the slime in, or not slime. You're just putting the water in there. That's all you're doing.
Yes.
Okay. All right. As you do so, the water falls around the slime. It seems like the consistency of the water is different than the slime.
Am I able
so
to tell the slime's element?
it's blue. Its element is blue.
Is it leaving a substance behind?
What do you mean by a substance?
Like, when it... Zion's going to... can't say shake. He's gonna, you know, roll it around in the vial. He's gonna see if there's a trail of something that gets left behind. Of oil, water, fire.
Ah, okay. I see what you're asking. No, you don't see any type of trail left behind the slime.
The slime sucks.
It seems like the slime is very separated from the water, and it's basically, you can tell the difference in the slime and the water. The slime's moving around, but it's very slow and lethargic.
You know what slimes eat?
Anything.
That other slime was eating like whole animals.
I think it just varies on the slime. Basically anything that can give it energy.
I wonder. I was going to talk to the slime. What do you eat? Zyme asked the slime.
All right. You're talking to the slime. When you talk to it, it seems to vibrate a little bit more.
Do you think the tooth is still in effect, or do you think I past it?
You're not past it. You're still in your prime. I have no idea.
It seems like it did react though when I asked it. Grow.
All right. So as you're saying "grow" to it, it seems like the slime tries to move around a little bit faster, but then goes back to its normal, slow, methodic moving inside the vial.
You see anything like this?
I think it likes you.
Actually, I have an idea. If I kill the slime, it should come back as a zombie.
As you are sitting there, you notice that small ice crystals seem to be forming on the inside of the vial.
In the inside?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Where the water was?
Where the water was, yes.
You got any ice?
Ice? Let's see. I mean, I can give you an ice shell. I don't even know if that really works on you, though. So as I give it to myself and you can just scrape it off of me? I don't know how that works.
Why don't you cast it on the slime?
I suppose. Which one? I don't want to give this.
We just ask for some chemicals that cause an endothermic reaction.
I guess frozen bulwark slime.
All right. Let's see. Frozen bulwark. Do-do-do. All right. So as you do, it seems like the slime has gotten slightly bigger.
Alright.
It now is filling 3/4 the vial, and the water is, instead of it being just whatever, or just kind of sloshing around, It seems to now be pressing up against the cork. And the cork seems to have moved slightly up out of the vial. It's still in there, but it's now slightly raised.
I'm just gonna pour the water out. Just gonna have the cork and just have a gap. Just pour out some of the water.
All right. As you do, you notice that the water has small ice crystals inside of it. And it seems like the ice crystals are very dirty.
I think X-rated.
And like bits of sand and dirt inside of it.
I blame the moon.
But it's so good at cleaning. So good.
They did run experiments.
They love
Oh, wait, it's like plorts. You place? Never mind.
No. Tell me more.
I hear about ranch in the far lands.
Really?
Yeah. They have a bunch of slimes and corrals. And they feed them. And you know, they extract these things called plorts.
Oh.
Very marketable.
It's a fantastic imagination you have.
It's not imagination.
Huh.
The dwarves. Some of the dwarves.
Oh. Let's see.
Does Zyme know of any endothermic chemicals that would cause a reaction?
No.
He doesn't.
Mm-mm.
Hey, Royce.
Yeah, man.
Do you know of any chemicals that would cause endothermic reaction?
I'm not a chemist.
I thought you dabbled in alchemy.
Dabbled. Yeah, literally this time I dabbled. Literally.
So I'm just going to examine the ice crystals I left behind.
All right. You look at the ice crystals. You see bits of dirt inside the ice crystals that it left behind. It looks like the water is a little bit cleaner.
How much ice is there?
Small flakes, probably about the size of like maybe mini marbles. Like just smaller than marbles.
Alright. So I'm just going to inject more water into the vial.
All right.
Small amount.
The slime is floating around inside of it now.
Zyme is going to carefully watch the slime and water.
All right, slime. The Zyme watches the slime in the water. You notice that the slime is moving around a little bit more, less lethargic. than it was. It's only slight. It's just very slightly, but now it's moving around a little bit more. And it's pretty much all it's doing.
The water changing at all?
The water is not changing at all, no. It's doing the same thing it was, where it's just kind of separated from the water.
Knock knock. Is anyone in?
Come in.
Professor, quick question. When is that when are you presenting your paper to the lady?
They should be here this afternoon.
Okay. I should have
Maybe
time.
maybe later tonight. I'm not sure, but afternoon to nighttime, somewhere around in there. Why do you ask?
Just thinking of an experiment that you can show her. Just need to know the time so I can set it up.
Oh.
Alright. Give me some time. I'm gonna commission the materials, then I'm gonna set up the experiment, run it a few times on my own, and then I'm gonna come in here and show you, okay?
Alright, sounds good.
Hopefully before she arrives. How you doing? Doing well. That's good. Did you see that thing last night? Crazy.
It's crazy. I didn't see anything last night.
Can't believe they did that to that thing.
Ah! Oh!
Oh, that's not a good beep.
It's fine. It's a cancel.
I think that's an Amber Alert.
Yeah, it was a cancel of an earlier one though.
I gotcha.
They canceled an Amber Alert?
See that ludicrous display last night? Oh, it's such a good show.
Isn't Shadow cold?
Huh?
Shadow's cold, right? Yeah, the shadows are cold.
I mean, it doesn't. Shadow doesn't have a direct temperature, but
Yeah, but you step in the shadows and you're cold.
You can be hot in the shadows. I know that.
Not Zion shadows.
Not Zion shadows are edgy and cold,
Edgy.
like his heart.
His heart's not cold.
It's
It's
debatable.
pretty. I mean, his body heat's pretty normal.
I wouldn't say that.
A good 90 degrees, maybe.
That's normal.
What's the body heat?
98.8? 98.8? Is it? Yeah, 98.8. That's the average, because
98.6 Fahrenheit.
oh, 98.6. All right. Because mine fluctuates. Sometimes it goes down to like,
You check your body heat?
yeah.
How does one check their body heat? Where are you sticking a temperature thing?
In my
Your
mouth,
mouth?
or the forehead. 'Cause
That's
they
your
have-
body?
No, it's not my body. That's the chair. Are you okay?
I thought it was like more external. Yeah, I thought your mouth was like right there.
No, it's. You've never had your temperature taken before.
I've never been told what it is.
Okay.
I've been told, you're good.
I mean, I guess that's all you need to know.
What's the temperature? It's good.
Yeah, so thermometers aren't always like super accurate. So you just have to learn the thermometer itself and figure out what's the average normal for you.
The average, at least 3.
Mm-hmm. Like mine will be sometimes 97 and can go all the way to like 99, and I won't actually have a fever. So it fluctuates. All right, so what are you doing? Royce, I'm guessing that you're getting an experiment, like thinking about one to...
Yeah.
Yeah. And Zion, you're trying to figure out a way to make your shadows cold.
No.
You're
I'm trying to remember things. I'm trying.
Mm.
I don't know.
Yeah. I'm very interested to see what you're going to do with this slime. I'm sure you have a
Why?
plan. I'm interested.
I'm not touching the slime anymore.
Why not?
You.
Okay. Can never be interested in everything.
Royce stares off in the void.
Sorry, thinking of how to do your job.
That's actually what he says.
Need to talk about it in my room.
Sure.
Nice ideas.
Hold on. Right back.
No? Because I'm just gonna touch the crystal, see if there's magic in it.
You don't feel any?
Hey, Professor, quick question.
Yes?
About the thing we talked about earlier. Can my assistant and I discuss that thing in our rooms safely?
He looks at you cautiously and he says, what do you mean? And then he does his finger up to his ear, like he's pointing to it, and then he does his finger circling around the room.
And I don't want, our colleagues around here finding out about my research I'm going to do later until it's ready to be presented. So I was wondering if can they, can my colleagues hear through the door in our room?
Through the door, I wouldn't say they would be able to.
Okay.
He makes a gesture with his hands, like he's going to sleep. And he makes another gesture with his hands, where he's pulling his hands apart very quickly, and almost like he's exploding something, and then he puts his thumb up like he's giving you a thumbs up.
All right. Noted, Professor. Thank you for your time.
Yes, not a problem. And be sure to write down any notes or anything that I might need for the experimentation as well, because when I present it to her, I'll have to claim it as my own, of course.
Of course. Well, yeah. We'll see. Later. No idea what you mean. It's whatever. Hey man, sorry about that. Looking glowy today. Really? You don't say.
Very glowy. Something must have happened.
Oh, this is so hard. Why is it so hard? Habits.
Yes,
Why is it so? Why is everything so difficult?
it's not. It's very easy.
Maybe it's me making it difficult.
Hello.
Hello.
Sorry.
Welcome
Hey, man.
back.
All right. Sorry about that. Hey, I'm back.
Hi.
All right.
Why'd you leave?
I just want to go ask the professor a question. All right, basically what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to set up an experiment for the to demonstrate the effectiveness of cleaning liquids, right? There's one I can do where I can mix like lye, Lye, basically a baking powder substitute kind of thing. Mix that with citric acid, which is basically just lemon juice. Mix that together, which creates this cleaning solution. I mean, it's very simple. Just show the professor. Just mix your ingredients together. There's a bit more involved in that, but I mean, you mix them together. It's very showy, so you can show, like it creates foam bubbles and things like that. So like, it looks like it's doing something, even though the foam bubbles aren't necessary at all. It just looks impressive.
Yeah.
But that's a very slow method to do the thing because of things. Trying to be vague here,
Yeah.
But if I do it that way, it'll take hours to do the job effectively. Trying to think of something a little bit more immediate, but that I can use basic ingredients for. they won't be too confusing for the professor. Citric acid is a good start. That can potentially lead to more immediate results. The problem is, I have to ensure that I'm able to produce the expected results when I demonstrate it to the professor. And then I have to make sure he's able to have the expected results. I guess you can write down the instructions correctly. If you get me. How's your...
I think so.
How's your slime stuff going?
It doesn't seem to respond to the water, but it made those ice crystals, so I thought maybe it's just slowly crystallizes the water.
Everything I can
Reacted
think
with
of
their
is just
ice
gases.
shell.
Ice shell? Did it?
It did grow. Probably shouldn't do it again. I have to put in like the cooking pot. Or whatever this is.
The squiggly something.
Squigglies.
Squiggly thing. So it's gases. Everything leads back to gases. I don't want gases. It's very slow. Elwood.
Yes.
I don't want your gases. Wait.
If everything's piped through the same pipes.
Oh.
Oh? Did I hear a Eureka moment?
Potentially. There's a certain combination of chemicals you can put together to make a cleaning liquid that hate metal. If metal was
Corrosive.
introduced. No, the other way. If metal gets introduced, things go.
Boom.
Yeah. But I have to, just not include that. And I have to make sure I include that in the instructions. To not introduce, a metal stirring implement. Right.
Well, if you have just small shards that you can't see in the liquid of metal.
This is so I can show him so he can show later when I'm not there.
Yeah. Just give them different ingredients.
Yeah. I was thinking of that'd be sort of easy and sort of not at the same time. I'm not very good at the whole that kind of thing. I just get you to do it.
Do what? A pair of shoes. Zym's going to take the syringe and dump all the remaining water in it. He's going to suck up some of the slime into the syringe.
All right, so what you're doing is basically just sucking up the slime into the syringe, or attempting to, correct?
Yeah.
All right. As you do so, you notice that the slime is in a lot of distress. It seems to be trying to get away as you're trying to suck it up. It seems to be hurting it fairly bad as you're doing it. You have a small amount in the syringe, a very small amount, maybe like 2 or 3 drops at this point in time. Do you continue?
No. So I'm just gonna put those drops in a different vial.
All
An
right.
empty vial. It's going to watch them.
All right. So as you do, as you put the drops in an empty vial, you notice that the glass becomes very frosty. You start seeing like frost appear. It looks like it's very cold. You now cannot see inside the vial anymore because it has frosted over so much.
How's the other slime doing? In the vial?
It looks to be very lethargic, more lethargic than it was before.
Alright. So I'm just gonna put the vial, the 2 drops of slime over the candle.
Alright, so you're putting the vial over the candle, heating up the contents inside.
Yes.
Alright. As you do, you notice that the inside of it is now, you're able to see inside of it. The drops have gotten smaller.
Are they moving at all?
They're not moving now.
Bikes.
Oh, yep, sorry. All right.
Do you mind if you use that spell that you used earlier on this one?
If you want.
Slime holds up the vial.
Alright, Royce, you don't sense a target for your spell.
I don't sense a target, but I have an AoE solution. I can just use that.
Do you sense a target on this one? Design points to the slime on the table.
He does, yes. I mean, you do. Royce, sorry. Royce, yes.
It seems like this vial is a magical reducing or temperature. Actually, it probably just holds elements really well. It's causing the slime to be lethargic. So in theory, if I pour out the slime into a body of water, it won't be in the vial that's reducing its magic anymore, and it will be able to freeze and absorb the water. So I'm just going to take some water and put it into the vial with the 2 drops of slime.
Alright. As you do so, the water immediately freezes solid. have like basically a solid ice inside the vial.
Is the slime still there?
And you can't see it. It's basically just ice inside, and you don't see any like separation or anything like that. Are you talking about, you did the drops, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can't see it. It's basically it's just a solid ice inside there now.
Alright.
The vial is very cold to the touch. Royce, what are you doing?
Hello, sir. You make a commission.
All right. And what items can I commission for you, sir?
Just need a simple measure of saltpeter, sulfur, charcoal, and vinegar.
All right. Saltpeter, charcoal.
Sulfur, charcoal, and vinegar. 4 items.
Sulfur and vinegar. All right. And how much of each of these did you say you needed?
Standard bottles worth. Just make sure it's kind of all the same amount.
Okay.
You got all 4 of those, right?
I'm not sure. I'll have to go talk to the professor about this to see if we have it. These are things that I'm not familiar with except for the vinegar and the charcoal.
Okay. Alright, well, just tell him it's a request from Mr. Pikes.
All right, I'll tell him that it was a request from Mr. Pikes. All right, Zion, what are you doing?
So I was going to take the vial that was frozen. He's going to put it under the candle. Over the candle.
All right, you do so. The ice starts slowly melting.
Is I able to see inside the vial?
It looks like there's the same water inside there. You don't see the droplets anymore.
I'm just gonna write out what I'm doing and send it to you instead of just doing it all live.
I mean, I've played Minecraft, so I know what you're making.
Hey.
You've played Minecraft before, right?
I'm not sure.
You know what E-Man's making, right?
Potion water breathing?
Yeah.
Yep, it's water
I
breathing.
mean, these are common ingredients in a certain powder, but it's not being used in that way.
I gotcha.
If you combine those 3 ingredients with the vinegar, it creates a it starts bubbling, and those bubbles are very good at cleaning up spills and things. Um,
Did you get sugar, spice, and everything nice?
yeah, but I put in chemical X and everything went weird.
Oh no.
Do you get? Is that? Are we talking about the same reference?
Yes.
Yeah, that was what I was meaning.
Okay. All right. All right. So mixing those together creates fizzing solution coming from the liquid.
I'm just gonna look
Some
behind every
bubbles.
painting in the room. Oh, I'll be right back. Sorry.
Collect it and store it later for cleaning and other uses. Because there are bubbles that seem to stick around for a while. So they can be used to fill things or stuff like that. That's mostly for putting on the surface and wiping away. That's a pretty simple thing to show. However, the method to the madness is how I tell him to store it.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm here.
I hope you enjoyed your time away.
Give me a few minutes as well. I'll be right back.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
How's the chemical compounds going?
All right. Basically, if you do this experiment and you can store the bubbles for later that come out of the solution. However, it heavily depends on how you store it. It should be stored openly at room temperature, so no condensation gets inside of it. Because if that happens, if the temperature suddenly goes up or down, it could introduce condensation. That if I'm going to tell them to store it corked and somewhere cool. So if it heats up just to normal room temperature, condensation will happen, and that'll cause the bottle to explode. Like, that's a big explosion that's going to happen. It's one of those, not endothermic, it's an exothermic reaction.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's even enough.
I was just gonna stick a slime on him.
How do you plan on time? Just explain it. The pipes. Okay.
Pipes. I thought I just become all water. No, I was just going to. Just gonna have it dropped in the water because it seems like every room has a pool of water for some reason.
That's a possibility. But are you sure they're not capable of just killing it?
I mean, if an IOD is magic.
Can you use magic in his room?
You shouldn't be able to. Pretty sure you can't. Only the bedrooms.
That is the lecture hall. I assume.
We couldn't use magic in the other lecture hall.
I don't know. Alright.
And push comes to shove, I just.
solids first.
All right, I'm back. Sorry about that.
Welcome back.
Thank you. So what are we doing?
Writing again.
I just got a sick idea.
Ooh.
Not cool idea. But just a sick idea.
Go on.
You know how that guy, the professor thinks that Evelyn killed his wife?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's probably a grudge there, right? Seems a bit angry about it.
I suppose. That is the rumor going around. Go on.
What if we just give a little push? Yeah, it's like a snowplow. Clearing the way. Clearing the
I
way.
mean, that's an idea. I mean, if you know how to execute it, then by all means. But yes, that is an avenue we can go down. Hmm.
Do you know of any... Are you able to create any toxins that can cause one's mind to become mad?
Let me think. I don't think I've ever been something that affected a person's mind before. To do it, I don't think I'm able to do that now. I don't think I have anything that makes somebody's decision making, like change their decision making or anything like that.
Yeah. Can I, can you do me a favor?
So,
You stand right there. Just stand still.
Standing.
Go on the other side of the room. Right there.
Okay.
Zyme is going to try to talk through Royce's shadow.
What?
I mean, what? Zyme does say that. It's going to try to basically use Zion's shadow as a walkie-talkie towards his shadow.
How are you doing this?
I'm going to basically link me and Royce.
Mm-hmm.
By using his shadow as a tether, and I'm going to tether to that shadow.
Mm-hmm. What ability that Zyme has is he doing this with?
I can use Shadowy Desire. I don't know if... I don't know.
Make it
I
a
could
good one.
see...
Make it a
What'd
good
you
one.
say?
I said make it a good one. Yeah.
This isn't a one-time thing I can do. I can try all my abilities. What does Shadow Form do, DM? Like, RP-wise?
RP wise,
Yeah.
it just basically makes you a little bit more shadowy. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. I'm here to tell you.
Okay. Alright. How grand.
Mm-hmm.
If only I was like a level higher. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Maddening shadow. I'm going to try to tether to Royce using Shadowy Desire. And I'm going to try to speak through Royce's shadow.
All right. As you do so, you sit there and you connect your shadow with Royce's. You find out that you have to be fairly close to him in order to do this. You can vibrate your shadow ever so slightly. It does make odd noises, but nothing that would be constitute speech.
What happened? Something like I can, if I'm near him, I can vibrate sounds.
Mm-hmm. Right. It doesn't sound like speech or anything. It just sounds like odd noises. But you have to be within where your shadow touches his shadow.
Describe these noises.
Almost like dark whispers.
So I was going to try to control those dark whispers.
How are you doing this? Like, what are you trying to do?
I'm trying to speak as the dark whisper.
That's pretty much all that it sounds like. It just sounds like evil, dark whispers.
What do you mean? Dark whispers. Where's Roycer? What?
I have a button for it. You're not in the thing, so I can't do it. Oh.
We're doing this because this would. Is it? All right.
Do you hear that?
Hmm.
Do you hear that?
What?
I guess you don't hear that. It says ghost whispers. Well, I guess you don't hear ambience.
I think I heard a little bit.
Yeah, it's
I had
just
music going on.
it's just very slight. It's just noises.
Is it just Ziam's voice because it's next to him? Is that what's happening? Or is this like telepathic?
No, the shadows are vibrating and making a noise.
Okay. They're vibrating. The shadow is vibrating.
Yeah, shadows are vibrating.
Ziam's going to delve into his shadow. He's going to figure out what the shadow magic is. What it's
Alright.
connected to.
Ziam's,
How he's...
Ziam's delving.
Don't say that.
What are you doing to
Fire-wise,
delve?
You can go. What am I doing to delve?
Mm-hmm.
Ziam's going to be seeking what is happening whenever he uses the shadow magic. Gonna cast a spell and see what's happening.
Alright.
Where the magic's coming from. I assume I already know this, but I don't know. I'm delving into it now.
Where the what is coming from?
The magic.
Where the magic is coming from Ziam.
Where is it going to? How is it interacting? I'm just exploring the shadow magic.
So basically, you're just casting spells and seeing what happens.
No, I'm basically seeing the intertwining. I'm looking at what.
I'm just trying to figure out what
the
you're doing.
mechanical aspect of it, like looking at Clockwork Machine, seeing the gears turning type of thing. Not what's producing, but how it's being produced.
All right.
Why laughing?
I'm not.
You just did.
Not laughing. All right. So, as Ziam delves deep within trying to figure out how his magic is connecting, or how his magic is functioning, he starts to feel that somehow it's connected to the magic around him, other people, and those bonds that are around him. He starts to feel that the shadows are all connected, that he can manipulate those shadows because of the strong bonds between the shadow and themselves. The shadows swirl around in his mind, and he sees faces of his past. He sees Rethor. He sees his aunt. He sees the nameless faces of his parents as he's focusing. And these bonds grow stronger as the shadows grow stronger.
I'm a little bit confused.
As he
It's
is
like a TLDR.
as he is focusing, he sees the face and shadow of Royce, and the bond between his shadow and Royce's shadow.
What do you mean by bond? Like the
All of these things seem to be stirring something inside of him deep. All of these images.
and what is that stirring?
It's for you to find out.
Zion finds out what is stirring.
No, I'm saying that how you would feel, how Zion would feel if this was happening to him. I'm not going to tell you how you're feeling. I'm just telling you what you're seeing, but there is a feeling there, but you are deciding what Zion's actually feeling.
So it sees that all the shadows are connected to themselves,
Right.
and he's
And they're connected to their owners, the people who cast those shadows.
and they start seeing faces.
Mm-hmm. Start seeing faces. It's the bond between the person and the shadow brings about connections that Zion has, and the connection.
Souls.
Well,
Zion is the soul eater.
the connections and the connections that he sees and the faces that he sees. You can interpret however you want those connections. You can interpret those feelings however you want, but there it is. Zyme is fairly certain that he would need to explore this and meditate on this a lot more to really get a feeling of it. He's fairly certain he could, but he would need a lot more exploration into this.
That was the most vague, word-filled explanation. But I understand.
Mm-hmm.
I blame the one.
You please blame the one, because here we are.
Zyme looks for Royce's and Zyme's bond. How bond he is with Royce's shadow.
Your shadows are touching.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Does that help?
I mean, you touched your shadows. I mean, I'm
Okay.
sorry. You touched your shadow with Royce's, so that's what you feel right now. Is that bond between you, your shadow?
Zion walks away from his shadow. Now, how does it feel?
What are you trying to feel?
The bond that was stated. I was told that there was a bond. I'm looking for that bond.
Mm-hmm. You have to define that bond yourself.
I'm doing that. That's what I'm trying to do.
Okay. There is a bond there. It is almost like a shadowy string that goes to all of these people. All the faces that you've seen. One of these strings leads to Royce. How does Zion feel about this? How does Zion feel about this?
Confused.
All right, Zion is confused. That makes sense. Where is Zion's confusion?
Didn't think shadow magic was this deep.
Hmm.
Didn't think the multiverse was in this. How are some strands of shadow thicker than others?
You can't really tell. They seem to be pulsating
Zion's gonna go lay down.
as if fading and then strengthening. You feel like you have a chance to strengthen those shadows, bonds, or make them fade away.
How so? How does it feel this? What does he feel like he can do?
It feels like he can strengthen those shadow
How?
bonds by focusing, by concentrating, by making a decision.
On what is he concentrating on?
The shadow bonds themselves. He can decide. He can make a decision to do it. He knows he can. He can either choose to strengthen them or to make them fade away.
Sure. Zion strengthens those bonds.
All right, Zion strengthens those
Focuses.
bonds.
Zion focuses.
All right, what are Ziam's thoughts as he's doing this?
He's focusing on strengthening the bonds.
All right. As Ziam does, he starts to feel emotions.
Is it
That-
not normally?
He starts to feel emotions. They're a lot stronger than he's used to. So the emotions that Zion feels normally are about a 1. These are about a 4 or 5. They're almost overwhelming to Zion. You can choose what emotions he's feeling, but
Does Zion normally feel a 1 with his emotions? Is that part of the corruption or something? I feel like he has pretty strong emotions about things.
You think so, but the thing is that Rethor trained Zion and removed a lot of his emotions through his... But Ziam's not aware of this. So anyways, so yes, you're feeling stronger emotions than normal.
In those emotions.
And your mind is going back to the training that Rethor gave you
Mhm.
about cutting oneself from emotions. What emotions is Zion feeling? That's up to Zion. How he feels about the situation, about the emotions he's feeling towards all the people he sees. I'm just letting you know that they have gotten stronger. How is Zion feeling right now?
I mean, I was confused. I was confused.
What emotions is Zion feeling?
Confusion?
So, when he thinks of other people, he thinks of confusion.
No. I mean, he just thinks that they're people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right, he thinks that they're people.
Mm-hmm.
The bond, what emotions does he feel about the bond between those people?
The bond. Kind of bond. Just the connections.
Mm-hmm. The connections, the shadow connections between those people.
I like how you're phrasing all this. Sounds like the shadows are making him a sociopath.
All right. So you feel like the shadows are making Zion a sociopath.
No. That's me. That's me. That's what it sounds like.
Okay.
It seems like his emotions were blocked before until he did this. I thought Zion had like pretty strong emotions about things.
Mm.
Things that motivate him to do things.
Mm-hmm. Again, Zion thinks about the training that Rethor undertook him about emotions.
Uh-huh.
But these are a lot stronger than his normal emotions.
And what does this training cause? I would assume that like makes it so he's like emotionless to like killing and stuff. And
All right.
attachments to people.
No attachments, none at all. No emotion, the ability to control one's emotions.
And this training is being like pulled on, whatever, like the strands. It's going away. He's forgetting this training.
He's not forgetting it. It's that once he made the mental choice to strengthen those shadow bonds, the emotions started to become more amplified in his being.
Hey, man.
Yo.
Can I find a friend?
I have not been paying attention.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm like being dumb or something, because I'm just confused about what's happening.
Not listening.
Alright. What's worth to see as I'm doing?
I mean, he's laying down, obviously.
Okay.
I
Does he
mean,
look pained? Or like, is he
Cons-
like fully awake?
I'm guessing he's concentrating, right? It's like he's focusing. You know,
I don't know how this works. How does this shadow strand? Is he have to be?
I can't tell
awake
you
for
what your
this?
character's doing. I'm just saying, like,
I'm not asking what my character's doing.
okay.
I don't know.
I'm trying to do it without telling you what your character does or is, and so I'm giving you choices that you can choose to do and how your character is reacting to it. What reactions there are. I'm just telling you what is happening inside Zyme as far as like what things he's seeing. Your character's reacting to those things that he's seeing. So if he lays down on the bed, you know, that's what your character does. But you're not unconscious. But I believe you said you were like focusing or concentrating or trying to, and that's what I'm going off of.
So as I'm currently say right now.
After all those thoughts, he still sees the shadows and the bonds that he strengthened and has made larger between them.
Zion's gonna try to pluck those bonds, seeing if they're tangible.
All right, what do you mean by pluck?
Like a string.
All right, so you're trying to see if he can touch them and actually make them.
Just seeing if they're tangible.
So he's just trying to touch them
But not with his hands.
with his mind.
It's all in his mind, right?
I'm just trying to.
Does Zion see his hands currently? In his mind.
You don't see your hands.
Does he
in
have a
your mind.
body?
You don't have a
Alright.
body, no.
What kind of self-therapy is this? Got transported to another world. And my therapist is a shadow. That'd be an amazing anime, honestly.
You see a shadow forming in the distance. You see my face staring back at you.
No, it wouldn't be you. Zion visualizes the strings being plucked.
As in like a guitar string.
Like a guitar.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right. You are able to slightly manipulate them in some way. You can make them vibrate if that's what you're trying to do. You can do things with them. You do have the ability and choice to do that.
Does that chain... Does Zion feel any different when he does that?
When you do the strings, your emotions fluctuate slightly.
What is this? What am I? What am I? Zion's gonna look for the things that are attached to him.
All right, what do you mean?
He pictures his face as and his shadow.
Mm-hmm.
Goes to his profile.
Right. That's pretty much it. Is that these strings are attaching to these people that he sees. They're like shadow strings, and they're attaching to your.
It's like I go to basically I visualize Zion and visualize his strings.
All right. So the same strings that are yours are theirs, connecting each other together.
Uh-huh.
You see many other faces out there, people that you know. But those strings aren't there.
What? There's no strings attached to those people?
Right. They're just floating.
And then who am I attached to?
Right now you're attached to Royce, Rether, and your aunt.
Attached to the dead people?
And then you're attached to your parents, but they're faceless and nameless.
Zion's going to go to Royce's profile.
All right. So you're going to Royce's profile.
I know what best to call it.
All right. His shadow image.
form.
Yeah, shadow form in the shadow world. All right. You float towards it. It seems like the shadow bond is the same thickness and everything, but it's not like getting less taut.
Is Zion able to manipulate it?
He can, yes.
Is he able to feel what ways he's able to manipulate it?
No, but he knows he can.
Alright. Zion's going to try to enlarge the bond.
All right. So you try to enlarge the bond. You're able to do so. Are you just doing it with Royce's bond?
Sure.
Well, what are you doing? I just need to know.
Yes.
So you're focusing on
Royce.
Royce's bond. Okay. You do. You're able to make the bond larger. As you do, more emotions start flooding into you. They're a lot stronger now. About a 7.
That's why I decreased the bond.
All right. You decrease the bond back to before you increased it further.
Oh, done.
All right. Royce, you felt a slight tickle in the back of your mind.
Alright. That doesn't really mean anything.
I know. I'm just letting you know. That's what you felt. You felt a slight tickle in your mind for a brief instant, and then it went away, like a fly inside your head.
Did you hear me at all when I was trying to talk to you? Through my
No.
shadow. You didn't hear a single thing.
I might have heard some noise that I just didn't think about too hard.
Yeah. Seems like the shadows are a weird thing. It seems like I'm able to. I don't know. It seems like I was able to manipulate the bond. I don't know what the bond is, but the bond.
Hmm.
How much I'm attached to people's shadows, it seems. So apparently I don't fully understand my own magic. I just created it one day. You know, mastered it. Very powerful with it.
All right, can I ask you a question, Zion?
Sure.
All right, so like how much, like, does Zion see Royce as a friend at all?
Do I see him as a friend at all?
Yes.
I'd say Zion respects Royce a lot.
Okay. So like a colleague type respect.
Probably more than a colleague.
So a colleague friend.
Yeah.
All right, colleague friend. That's the emotion that was strengthening, or the bond. That colleague friendship increased. Usually it's a very distant colleague friendship, but when you basically increase that bond, you felt the training of Rethor being put behind you. Like you were choosing to put it behind you, and whatever it was that he did to you became smaller, and you were able to have more of a friendship type connection with Royce. That's the bond that you felt.
And this is the shadows that's doing this?
I'm just telling you what's happening.
I feel railroaded.
Do you?
Slightly.
How? I'd let you make choices.
I don't know. It wasn't that. It's just how you described it.
Hmm.
You got the plan ready? You got a plan set?
No,
No.
doesn't make sense to do anything right. So I mean, we haven't gotten the letter yet, and we're currently in the same facility. And I can't guarantee that how they're going to do things, so I'm just gonna give it to them straight. Unless you have something that you can guarantee.
I mean, everyone's got a weakness.
True.
Most people's weaknesses, they have juice inside them. When that juice is removed, they die.
This is going really well. Plan's coming together.
If there is a my thinking is we're currently in a cave right now. There's a bunch of algae and plants out there. There's spores in here. All the mold. Very enclosed environment.
Mm-hmm.
And then we could just go out there, technically.
How?
And then, because there's probably windows all around the building.
could just go out there. Is there any more?
Like this windows probably all around the buildings. It's like, just go out there and then walk around the building, go to the other window. Just basically have access to all the rooms. And, you know, if someone were to, some type of spore or gas, airborne thing.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, you see what I'm saying?
You're making a lot of assumptions.
I've seen windows around the building.
Are they accessible? And are they all connected to, without any obstructions, the same area?
I don't know that.
That's a big thing.
It's a big cave, so I could just try going out there first. Zyme is going to examine the ground outside.
Alright, it looks like rock. Like cave rock.
Zyme feel it as a surface that I can teleport to.
No, he doesn't.
Doesn't feel like a surface he can teleport to.
No, there seems to be something blocking his teleportation skills outside of the room.
Alright. Yeah, I never did that thing. I said I did. Zion looks behind every painting. Because why not?
Alright, you look behind every painting. As you do, you notice that each painting is fairly well attached to the wall. It looks like they don't want people looking behind the painting. You can try to like look through the crack, but you can't really see much.
Where does it seem like it's attached from?
All the way around. It seems to be fairly attached, like it's either got some sort of nail that's going through the painting into the wall.
Use stone glue, boys.
But you're not sure.
Say what?
Who uses stone glue for paintings? Also, I've quite the question. If there's a fire here and the smoke and a chimney, who is the smoke going to if this is a cave?
Yes.
I'm just gonna look up the chute.
Alright, you look up the chute. You see that it goes up for a while. You don't see the end of the chimney. It's fairly dark. You hear a knock at the door.
The craftsmanship. The carpet layout. The way the rope is tied.
Yes.
I'm here to get your orders for the lunch.
An oven stew. Just regular orange juice.
Yep, same as before.
All right. I'll bring it shortly.
What's in your bag? What'd you bring?
Spoon.
Hmm?
Spoon.
A spoon.
Spoon.
Amazing. I like all this talk about moonlight when Zyme has the werewolf item absorbed in him.
Mm-hmm. Don't worry, I'm rolling every night for it.
Wait, is that night? It's not by moonlight anymore?
If there's a moon or not.
What do you mean?
Here, knock at the door.
Yeah, thank you.
There you are.
Hey, Dr. Flex.
there
That's a
will-
candle.
There will be a interruption of free time later this evening.
Interruption?
Mm-hmm. In a few
Meaning-
hours. Where you'll need to stay in your room.
Alright. And will that be for the remainder of the night?
Oh no, it should only be for a brief period of time.
Is there any estimate or something?
I'm not sure, sir. They didn't tell me. They just said that sometime this afternoon, in a few hours, there'll be a brief time where people will be asked to stay in the room.
And... Alright.
All the, I know that all the guards will be at the station, preparing for something. I'm not sure, so they don't.
Preparing? What does that mean? Is everything fine?
Yes, sir. I'm sure it is. It could be a drill. It could be something. It's just that, well, they'd like for people to stay in the rooms if no one's around.
And about you?
Me? Oh, I'll probably go to the servants' quarters and stay there.
Alright. You said that this should be over, like, won't just last throughout the day after it starts?
Yes, I'm not sure how long it'll last, but they'll let me know, and then I'll come and open up everybody's doors.
Alright, thanks for letting me know.
All right.
Have
You as well.
This is lunch, right?
Lunch, correct.
Good. Oh, maybe evening. Almost evening. Midday. Eating right at the work?
All right, Royce. It tastes pretty much the same as you've become accustomed.
You got that gamer lady.
I'm locked in.
You got the hyperactive lead. It's like, oh my. Diamond eats, drinks. I wish I would eat soup like Zion eats soup. Just down it. Like he's like just fully clean. It's like
You know what they say.
don't.
You're not fully clean.
Unless you're Royce.
Unless you're zestfully clean.
What does that mean? Why'd you sigh? Do you know what it means?
Tax is being old again.
I'm not being old. What do you mean?
Well, if you know what it means, then does that mean? Does that mean anything? No, because he's willing to say it out loud.
It's fine.
So willingness equals age. I got you. Okay, that makes sense.
Exactly. Just glad you know. You gotta say young things, yeah, like no cap, for real, for real.
Stop it, not again. I am so glad I don't act my age or whatever.
No cap.
Why'd you say it like that?
Not gonna lie, that was. What did the kids say? That was so NPC. Strong the gritty. On the skin.
What do you mean? Why are you here? Can I get like an estimate of your age, man? Like between is it like 20 through 30? Maybe are you
Huh? What?
estimate of your age around like between 20 and 30?
Oh, God. All right. So what are we?
Probably more than double your age.
More than double my age.
What are we doing?
Why am I here? Y'all need to get like an older player or something.
I'm just waiting.
I'm mostly just waiting.
All right,
I was stalling. I'm not as wise
So-
as you guys.
Royce. You hear what appears to be a knock at the door. Zion, you
What appears
also,
to be.
Yeah. You also hear a knock at the door as well.
Yeah, but to me it's not what it appears to
Yes.
be.
Delivery. Yes. Apparently,
Oh,
there's
sorry.
some items here that you requested.
Ah, thank you very much.
She hands you 4 bottles.
Sweet. Alright. Time to get to work. Thank you, ma'am. Alright. So I'm just gonna do the straight edge. No weirdness. Because there are so many variables that it's not really worth to do something that also has so many variables.
Alright, is there anything I need to do?
Not. I mean, maybe if you want. Like, I'm going to present him with an option that'll allow us to be in the room with him as he presents. So it's up to you if I do anything at that point, if he accepts that option.
Alright. Might be able to do something.
Should this door even be unlocked? Damn.
It hasn't started yet. I don't think.
Yeah, the door's unlocked.
Just had a couple hours.
Usually there's a whistle for free time activation. Free time activation.
Free time activated.
Knock knock. Knock. Knock knock.
Ah! He moved.
The doors are open.
What do we see, DM?
You see a very empty room.
This guy's furniture, though, right?
It has all of its furniture, yep. All the stuff's still here.
It's not here. Guard. Oh, Mr.
Yes?
Slumber. Have you seen the professor?
He should be in his office or his classroom, however some people call it different things. I haven't seen him go out of it. I
Okay.
have an angle on it, so
Alright. Thank you very much.
you're welcome.
Can't really get his line of sight because I was sneaking. If I hold shift, it's smaller than everyone else's.
If the stairs weren't there, then yeah, he'll be seeing it from.
You see the professor as you open the doors.
Hey, Professor, just want to let you know that we came in here like 10 seconds earlier and weren't in here, and then we walked back in, you're in here. You might want to lock your door when you do things.
What was that? Oh, I came in,
I got you. Don't. Sorry, I didn't see you. Alright, ready to run through the experiment?
yes, that sounds great.
Alright, in here or in my room?
We can do it here, that's fine.
Alright.
Unless it uses, your magic?
No.
Alright, then we should be fine.
Alright, if you'd join me over here, please.
Alright, yes, on my, laboratory table here for experimentation.
Sure, man. Alright, it's very simple. Royce takes out these solid ingredients, and alright, these are simple ingredients: saltpeter, sulfur, and charcoal.
Mm-hmm.
First, you grind them up with a mortar and pestle here, keeping it separated while you do this. While Royce is grinding, he starts making small talk. So, what's the deal about this lady, the head physician? Who is she?
What do you mean about the head physician? What? Like, who is she? She's the head physician.
I hear she's wonderful.
You mean, Lady Evelyn Whitmore?
Yeah.
Yes. She's the head physician who's basically in charge of most of the facilities. She also is the lead researcher on the plague. She gets to tell people like policies, things of that nature. She's also the one primarily studying it.
Impressive.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it is impressive.
Was this a elected position she was put in, or how does one gain that status?
So, well, if your deeds are considered, well, legendary, and you have a lot of recommendations, then the royal family will appoint you into that position, whether you deserve it or not.
All right. Once all the solids are ground up, you mix them, put them all into one container,
Hmm.
And then you introduce vinegar to the solution. And in a few seconds here, you're going to see the solution start to bubble. And the bubbles are the things that you want.
Is that the magic working?
Um, I guess you can say it's a type of magic, but anyone can do this even if even if they have zero magic inside of them. So it's all
Really?
about ingredients and mixing them in the right quantities.
It's, okay. And what does this actually do? Because it looks like a mess right now.
Yep. The bubbles will they're a good solvent to get things off of a table quickly. So they lift, they separate grit and grime from a surface for immediate wiping, leaving the surface clean and ready to use again. Without waiting for, you don't need to use much strength to wipe down. A child can do this as long as they have some sort of understanding of the ingredients. Very simple. And the solution that's left over afterwards can be used again because the grinding is a bit of a hassle. So if you cork the solution, you can store it somewhere, and all you need to do is bring it to heat. When you need to use it again, it'll form bubbles, and the bubbles do their work until
Huh.
the solution is all gone.
So it's a cleaning potion. And how is this supposed to help with the plague?
Well, it eliminates. Okay, let me put you through a little thought experiment. If somebody who was confirmed to have the plague came in this room and coughed on the table, sneezed on the table, how would you feel about using that table again?
I wouldn't be opposed to it. I mean,
Why?
I'd want to wipe it off. I'd probably use water. I wouldn't want it to be sticky or gummy or anything like that.
So that's the thing. The fluids inside your body carry things about your body with them.
Mhm.
So if my nose was running and I was complaining about headaches, I had a common sickness, that can potentially, through my fluids escaping my body and coming in contact with other people, or you inhaling the air I was exhaling, that all carries information about you and can contaminate other people if they get exposed to it. So cleaning surfaces of other people's fluids is paramount in handling sicknesses.
Oh, or is this those
Yeah,
the micro
micro
right?
microorganisms.
Yeah. All right. That's interesting. Yeah, I heard of something similar to this a long time ago. I had a student that well, he told me about this. What did he call them? Oh, it's on the top of my. He wrote something about them.
Well,
It was about micro spirits. I think it was micro
sure.
spirits.
The
And
name isn't important.
I see. Unfortunately, he passed on soon after, and it was very unfortunate. But you seem to have a similar research to him, or a way of thinking. I guess that would probably be a better thing. He had something about micro spirits and how they could be transferred to one person to another, and something about cleaning as well. But you're saying that this solution will prevent micro spirits?
If you clean the surface, it'll leave that surface clean for a period of time until, I guess, another contaminant comes in contact with it. Like, it's not a be-all, end-all, like you wipe this and it becomes immune to such things. No.
Right.
There's no such thing as it becoming immune. I mean, that'd be research I'd love to conduct. Like, when you make that, then we can get rid of a lot of sickness in the world. But
Right.
yeah, it just it reduces the chances of things, sicknesses, and plagues and things spreading if you keep a clean environment around you at all times. And this solution is one such way to do that.
Well, this is fairly impressive. There'll probably have to be a lot of research on it, several experimentations, but this is a good starting point. If this is the case, if this actually works, you're right. It could revolutionize our way of thinking.
Yep. I do have an offer for you. I don't know how you plan on presenting this to her when she comes in,
Mm-hmm.
but my offer is for me to be a capable assistant while you're presenting it, if that's something you need, and I can just fill in some blanks. I guess posing as, oh, Professor, didn't you forget you told me about this and this? And then I just fill in blanks. I don't know how you do things around here. Or you can just do it yourself. I don't really. It's up to you.
I'll have to think on that. It's not that I mind you being in here with me. It's that I don't know if her guards will let anyone else be in here as well.
Well, to be honest, if it's guards, I really don't want to deal with that. So, best of luck to you.
All right.
Yeah, but just remember, you remember the ingredients, simple ingredients, all the same volume of ingredients, so 1-to-1 ratios all the way through, including the vinegar. When you're done with the liquid or done cleaning, you can cork it up and store it. And all you need to do is bring it to heat when you're ready to use it again. And when you bring it to heat, bubbles will form, and those bubbles are the thing you need to spread places.
Excellent.
And wipe up.
He seems to be writing down all of this as you're speaking.
All right. Any questions?
No, you explained it quite well. You seem to have a true knack for this type of thing, so it's very impressive. I'm sure that I'm actually glad that I'm giving you the recommendation. You definitely deserve to move on regardless.
Yeah. Also, I mean, your table didn't have any visible stains or anything to make it extremely obvious that it's working. So if you want to introduce something to a surface to make it clear that it's working, I mean, it has worked with the things we can't see, but also good to introduce things that they can see to make it extremely, immediately obvious that something's happening.
And you mentioned something about in your notes that you had. On how to actually see them, I believe.
Did I?
Did you not?
Hold on.
You said cannot be seen with the naked eye. Is there something that allows them to be seen?
There are tools. I'm sure you've heard of a magnifying glass. There's also...
Right, yes. And you mentioned something about a magical magnifying glass, which was that like a dungeon item or something?
To be honest with you, I'm not completely sure because I got it as a gift. So I'm not exactly sure the origin of it. But the way it was presented to me, it didn't seem like it was a unique item. Because I was consulting with another doctor in the Elven Kingdom, and he seemed to know exactly what it was upon seeing it. It even helped me get further knowledge of it. So I assume it wasn't
Really?
something.
Doctor?
In the Elven Kingdom? Huh.
Yes.
pretty sure he said something about he also had one.
Yeah. So, the system reminded me that the other doctor I conversed with seemed to also have one. So either they're being manufactured somewhere, or it was originally a dungeon item that got copied and is not mass produced or something. Because I've never met that man before that time, and he had all the knowledge on it. So who knows?
Do you remember what that man's name was?
I remember. He was a fairly high-standing doctor from the guild. I remember. You remember his name, Elwood?
Zion tries to read Royce's expression.
I'm being straightforward with you.
So you look completely genuine.
Yeah. I mean, I can describe his facial features to you and see if you can get anything from that.
All right.
Maybe you know him. I describe his features and his unique dress wear that he wore all the time.
So as you're speaking, you see the professor's slight recognition goes into his face. Goes, oh, okay, all right. I might have an idea who this person might be, but I'm not entirely sure. I'll just have to find out. Huh? That's quite interesting.
He took over an elven clinic for a while under the orders of the guild after the previous doctor went missing. So that's how we met up. So yeah, I guess you just ask around the guild for that information on magical magnifying glasses. They can probably tell you more about it, or at least give you some information.
All right, I'll do that. Thank you so much, Dr. Pikes.
Yeah. Good luck to you. When can I expect that letter, by the way? Sometime tomorrow or the next day, probably.
The letter for your moving on?
Yeah.
I'll be handing it in at the same time as when I give it to the lady.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Yeah, so both at the same time, I'll be giving my recommendation and everything. I may even go ahead and turn it in now because I thought maybe you might be adverse to everything, but you seem pretty understanding. So
I'm adverse, but also understanding.
Yes, I will make sure that your that research and everything doesn't go to waste, and it is for a good cause. And trust me, it'd be far better for me to get my hands on it than Draco.
Does this place receive letters? Like, if later, can I send a letter here?
Yes.
Further notes or something? Okay,
Mm-hmm.
cool.
Yes. You just address it to me, and it should get here.
All right, cool.
Is there any way to leave this place?
What do you mean
like
by
is it-
leave the place?
Like go to the town.
Sadly, once you are in here, our research is of the nature of being very sensitive. So I thought you were aware that pretty much once you're here, you're here until you either get dismissed, which you can, by the way. You just won't be able to come back, or you graduate and become a royal physician, and then royal physicians are allowed to move around freely.
What about you?
Me?
Yeah.
Yes, I can leave at will.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I graduated a while back, and this is where I was placed. I'd honestly prefer to be at the front lines of the plague, at the tier 3, but they said my services were more needed here, I guess.
Well, anything else, Mr. Elwood?
As it turns 8
No.
o'clock.
All right. Good luck to you. I guess I'll. Yeah. Good luck to you.
All right. All right. I think we'll have to save it here. Thank you, YouTube. Appreciate it.